I did somehow find myself watching XQC gamble last night for some reason. Oh, it's because he was the thumbnail. It was Crazy Time. It was because it was Crazy Time.
Oh!
I gotta watch Crazy Time, man.
Did you see him get any crazy times?
So no, my favorite part was his explanations as to how the Crazy Time wheel was rigged, and I thought they were very, very silly. Because in my head, I'm like, dude, it's a wheel. It could just like turn, like it could just be on like a rotor or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But he was like, no, there's magnets.
Magnets? It's always magnets.
There's magnets. And then he said there was like oil dispensers that dispensed oil to make it go faster.
Oh, man.
I was like, this probably just spins, man. Like, come on.
At least it's not slots. Like, it's just so boring.
So yeah, no, Crazy Time, as awful as the game is and just totally not worth ever playing, it's fun to watch for some reason.
Dude, some of the most fun I've ever had on Twitch was, I didn't know how good I had it. I tuned into Chib's gambling stream like 2 years ago. He had 2 Crazy Times in like 15 minutes, and then none for 4 hours.
Bro, I had to wait like another 2 weeks to see a Crazy Time, man.
The door opens up and you're like, what's in there? It's a whole green screened room with a crazy roller coaster, and you're like, oh my god, you could win like 400x whatever your bet was. It's a shame. Yes. It's a shame I have a moral, I don't want to say a moral compass, but a moral objection to the promotion of gambling and also participating in it myself.
Gambling is fun. It's the truth. But it's also dangerous. That's also the truth.
Are you saying do get it twisted?
Oh, no.
I totally understand why it has taken over. I'm so stupid. Why it's taken over sports. Because, like, you know... Oh, hold on. I'm going to... Okay, thank you. Great job.
I got it.
Because you're on, like, game 104 of the Major League Baseball season. Like... It's your team is 17 games back of either the Yankees or the Red Sox, and you're like, you know, I can't watch any more fucking baseball. And then you're just like, all of a sudden, you're like, okay, how about $20 that Bo Bichette hits 2 doubles this game? If it wins, it pays out 1,000. And guess what? He hit a double in the 2nd inning. You're like, oh shit, baseball owns. This is the greatest sport of all time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel the same drive from sports gambling, but I think it's because just when I watch football, I just enjoy it inherently anyway. So I don't need to up the ante.
I understand.
Baseball though.
There's only 16 games in the NFL too. Like every game actually matters. But people also, I feel like because it's on the apps, it's so easy. People make psycho bets. I remember like we went to see the Canucks play the Leafs in Vancouver. And there were Leafs fans behind us when we were checking in, and they're like, check it out, bro. I just put $50 on Austin Matthews to score 4 goals. If he scores 4 goals this game, I don't know, it paid out like $11,000 or something ridiculous. And you're like, well, this because it's not going to happen. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible. He did it his first game in the NHL, but that game ended 2-1. Nobody scored 4 goals combined.
Yeah, that's how they get you, though.
You threw $50 down the garbage can.
It's like betting on Twitch. You know, you see the oh dude, 100x payout. What the heck? Dude, it's like Will Dan beat Melania on his 3rd attempt. You're like, oh.
I would love if they added parlays on Twitch. That'd be like Apollo and Ryan both finish in the top 10, and neither of them touch the bottom layer of the entire level. But also, some of the shit is like, you have to, not to be very rude, but you have to know you're like a gambling addict, right? When you start betting on like how many shots in basketball like a bench player is gonna have. If you're betting on like goals or, you know, 3-pointers or something like that, whatever. When people are like, oh, this stay-at-home defenseman is gonna have 4 shots this game or something like that, I'm like, you're a degenerate. I'm sorry. You couldn't possibly know, like, oh, he's got the hot stick tonight.
Well, people get crazy with fantasy on football. That's a big gambling thing now. And people follow that shit religiously. I'm like, how do you even keep track of these? Like, okay, I got my second wide receiver on the bench, but this week, I don't know, like, the Bucks are playing the Browns, so, like, I feel like the cornerbacks of the Browns are very good, so I'm probably going to play the wide receiver.
Like, that's true, though. That's Champ Bailey.
I just want to watch Tom Brady lose. Like, come on.
I guess, yeah, that's true. And, I mean, when I Uncut Gems, though, the moral of the story is that Adam Sandler's like a really good dude throughout the movie. But then he places like a 7-way parlay that is like Kevin Garnett's gonna win the tip-off, and you're like, come on, man, you can't. The tip-off is, the ref could just be having a bad day and send it a little bit closer to the Timberwolves side. You can't bet on that kind of stuff.
I don't know. People bet on whatever the hell they want.
People
bet on like politics, right?
Well, yeah, but that's a gimme. You just take whatever Nate Silver spits out of his 538 model, and then you compare it with, like, you know, the betting market, the predictions markets, and you find one with some arbitrage, and then you do the exact same thing in the opposite direction to find the opportunity to hedge a little bit. I mean, that's just a money-making opportunity. What's
stopping someone from putting like $100 million on like a super red state having a red candidate win? Like, you're gonna make some money doing that, right?
Well, in doing that, the way that it would work is you move the book by making that bet. So just by you making that bet, well, I guess you would get the same payout, but also, yeah, the casino would probably be like, I'm not gonna do that.
But you can get them, like, oh, why not?
It's like there was this Netflix documentary. It's called like Bad Sport or something. It's about scandals in sports. One of the episodes is about a college basketball point shaving scandal. So people would, like, you know, the way betting works, I'm sure you're familiar, but for people in chat, oftentimes you bet the spread, so you don't bet straight up who's going to win. It's like, oh, one team's great, one team's ass. In order for this to pay out evenly, then, you know, they have to score 12 more points than the shit team. So there was a scandal with point shaving where people would go to the players on the good team and be like, hey, don't beat this team too badly. You still win the game, so your competitive instincts are still assured, but we also make a whole lot of money in the process. So they, you know, the first one, they were like, oh, it worked, let's never do it again. And then they did it like 10 times. And on the last one, they bet so much money, they had to break it up into like little batches and do it at multiple casinos in order to get the casinos to accept it and to not move the betting lines. Which probably, I would like to think that if I was involved with the plan, I would be like, maybe we should pare this one down a little bit, because that shit seems like too dangerous.
Look, as someone who watches the NFL this year, I wouldn't know anything about scandals of any kind or any nature.
Yeah, the dude with the masseuses.
Yeah, what?
You don't think it's possible that like 30 masseuses just got together and said,
Can't say that shit when I'm taking a drink of water, man. That's not fair.
You don't think it's possible that 80 or 90 masseuses just started a group chat and said,
hey, 30.
Sorry.
Smaller number, reasonable number.
And this is not a bit. Didn't his new contract have a stipulation that he can't get a massage from a team masseuse?
No, he could only.
Oh, he could only get it from the team masseuse. Yeah. Okay.
Which, man, I don't know if I want to be a Cleveland Browns masseuse this year.
Oh, dude, that's so funny.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna get this. Watch this.
Yeah, I'm leaving it to you.